Faces of Sustainability, where we are meeting the talented sustainability professionals behind the Consumer Goods Forum's 5 coalitions of actions focused on sustainability, who are working to make the world a better place for everyone. My name is Madelaine VanDerHeyden from the CGF, and today I am so happy to be speaking with Elim Sritaba, the Chief Sustainability Officer from Asia Pulp Paper. Elim, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Good, thank you, Madelaine.
Well, it's great to speak with you today. You're CSO of APP. So I think a very basic question is, first of all, what got you interested in working in sustainability?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So working in the company like APP that rely on natural resources will, of course, definitely calling me on how we should integrate the environment, social, and governance into the business strategy, which is truly aligned with our sustainability roadmap vision 2030. So since my time begin in the APP forestry, I became fully aware that we as a human will really depending on our nature to live, and it's all about the people. And this is important, really important to our country like Indonesia, because of even today, many people or communities still depend on natural resources like the forest. They're living inside the concession. So therefore, I think this is like showing me that how important to ensure the people and the forest can sustain each other.
So true, everything you just said. The environment is so crucial to all of the businesses that make up the companies in the consumer goods forum. I mean, all consumer goods companies are sourcing resources from the natural environment. So it makes sense that we have to ensure that that environment stays healthy and protected. And in all of this work that you're doing on sustainability and ESG, what specific project or impact or achievement have you been most proud of, in your career so far?
Yeah, so as I mentioned about the people, so during my role become a sustainability officer, I really feel proud to be part of the driving the transformation shift of APP since the implementation of our forest conservation policy 2013, and as well as the launching the livelihood program and implementing it until now. So here, not only net zero deforestation is addressed, but also how we can change people mindset by addressing their basic needs. And this is about the inclusivity, which I know that it would be easier to get them involved to protecting the forest landscape, at the same time improving their also economy livelihood. So the sustainable impact I have seen in the communities in and around our concession is really showing that how important people and the forest should be collaboration together.
So
and I saw the role of the CGF here on how this collaboration can happen together.
So right, so what I'm really hearing from you is that the impact stories and the knowledge that you're working to really have an impact on people's lives on the ground in forest communities is really important to you. And would you say that that's what keeps you inspired in this work, or what else is driving you to continue and to keep going?
Yeah, I feel really passionate about helping people and communities in order to transform their livelihoods. And I truly believe that we can all live in harmony within the landscape, both business and community, when we achieving a certain level of quality of life. And I can only say that I feel that this mission is something of a calling with, of course, open heart, open mind, will always encouraging me to keep optimistic and positive in any ways.
Well, we love that energy you're bringing to the CGF. It's always good to keep up that positive energy. And speaking of that kind of motivation and passion that you're bringing to the CGF, tell me a little bit more about which coalitions Asia Pulp Paper are a part of, and why participation in those coalitions is important to you.
Yeah, APP is a part of the few coalition under CGF, which is one of them, the Forest Positive Coalition, Human Rights Coalition to End Forced Labor, And why we think this is important because of forest and people, like I said, could not be separated. And we believe that a wider collaboration, both on the ground and through the supply chain with brands and retailers, in order to truly preserve the landscape and make an impact on the people, is really important. So we found that Consumer Good Forum is also a key platform. It's really helping us to share our experiences and best practices, as well as ensuring that we are all working towards achieving the same goals in industry and also through the retailers and brands.
Thanks, Elim. And for my last question, I want to ask you something that relates, both to your work, but also something on the more personal level. You and I are both women working in sustainability, and you've just mentioned that, you're passionate about protecting the forests and improving livelihoods. But one really important thing to consider in all of this when it comes to looking at the people lens of things is that there are communities who are more impacted by sustainability issues than others, and one of those is women. And I want to ask you what how are women's issues playing out in both the forest role and the human rights role? And achieving gender equality and women's empowerment is so crucial to reaching any of the SDGs. So how does that gender lens fit into the work that you're doing?
Yeah, so I think we know that women have a specific strength, which is I think how we can manage all the complicate some issue, which is we know that sustainability should be think about the integrating some other topic. And as a company, we have been supporting the development of women in reaching their maximum potential in the workplace and in the community as well. So there are more opportunities for women to play an important roles in the development, so they can contribute also to the achievement of sustainable development goals. This is all aligning with our Sustainability Roadmap Vision 2030 goals. And during Indonesia G20 presidency as well, I'm one of the G20 Empower advocates, and together with other advocates, we have submitted the policy draft on women empowerment to be agreed within the G20 countries as a shared goals. So these goals as well also aligning with our implementation through our community program we call the MPA, as well as the driving internally together with our human resources department to upskill more women how they can be part or inclusive in the business involvement. I hope that this role can, my role can continue to advocate and drive this women empowerment, not only internal organization, but how we can influence others to be part of.
I really love that that idea of being an advocate for other women to kind of bring us all up together and help advance, gender equality both in the workplace and as you've been doing in the work in local communities and forests worldwide. So it's really inspiring, and thank you so much for sharing all of that. This has been just a short, sweet interview, and I would love to hear more about you, but time only lets us take things from here. So Elim, thank you so much for joining me today on Faces of Sustainability. Really exciting to hear about you and the work that you're doing at APP. And we look forward to collaborating more in both the Forest Positive Coalition and the Human Rights Coalition.
Thank you, Madelaine.